I'm trying to find the absence on which to hang everything, the original first beginning. But to begin without knowing, where can I be found? To begin with nothing is a logical fallacy. To begin in abstraction means I'm already lost. I fear beginning with I, but find it unavoidable, so turn to the nearest books. Beth Ann Fennelly. I sing of the millennium, the most misspelled word of the millennium. A. I rode the tail of a comet into the world. Stephanie Brown. I was staying in an apartment near Notre Dame. Terrence Hayes. I was trying to play the 12-bar blues with 2 bars. Langston Hughes. I've known rivers. Amit Majmudar. I stood for 20 years at chess piece in Cordoba, the Black Rick. Robert Pinsky. I've got you in my pocket. Sun Youngshin. I placed myself in the palm of my hand. Muriel Rickheiser. I was born in winter when Europe heard the early guns. Barbara Guest. I wonder if this new reality is going to destroy me. Mary Ruffel. I went to Cesar Pavese Middle School. Adrian Rich. I have in my head some images of you. Banu Kapil. I threw the book into the dark garden. Lynn Sharon Schwartz. I dreamed I was in the afterlife. Kamiko Han. I sit looking at the white paper on my graying desk. Marilyn Chin. I am waiting for my transformation. Bell Hooks. When I began the process of education. Ellen Zissou. I would like to write like a painter. Susan Steinberg. I could begin with this. 1. I sing, oh, who am I kidding? 2. I sing only for myself. 3. I was staying in an apartment that overlooked a parking lot. 4. All of my apartments overlooked a parking lot. 5. I was trying to find a beginning I could live with. 6. I've known who I am. 7. I stood for 20 years a stranger in a wheat field wearing white charmeuse. 8. I've got brass in pocket. 9. I'm out of pocket. 10. I was born in Busan, South Korea during a time of overflow. 11. I always seem to lose the thread. 12. I went to Japan because I could not go to Korea. 13. I need to find the thread. 14. I dreamed I was in France because I did not believe in Korea. 15. Does it count that Joan Didion began the White Album with We Tell Ourselves Stories in Order to Live? 16. I am trying to find a beginning we can live with. 17. When I was this age, I went to France, and when I returned, I became depressed. That was a first, too. 18. I would like to begin with the age on which it all seems to hinge. 19. I could begin with this. A canary on top of a sun that is only a larger shadow of the sun. Pink and blue lotus blossoms swirl up in a purple sky, and I am transfixed by one spherical line of black disappearing around the edge of this strange painting in an art museum in Japan. Because I do not speak or read Japanese, I don't know the name of the painting, who painted it, or what museum I stand in, transfixed by what I can only describe at 19 as an aesthetic blitz. It is enough to be transfixed. It is enough to look at these colors, yellow, pink, purple, blue, and focus only on the absence. It is enough to say the words aesthetic blitz before I can comprehend their meaning, but it is not enough to live with only the memory of this painting in this museum in Japan. So before I leave, I buy a postcard, and on the back I write, Aesthetic Blitz, a title. When I return, I carefully tape the postcard to the bulletin board in my bedroom, and then onto the refrigerator door of each apartment I will live in over the coming years. The door becomes a collection of my experiences, a coffee magnet, a postcard of Debbie Harry, Virginia Woolf's It is harder to kill a phantom than a reality quote, a ballerina leaping in fragments, and the Japanese painting. I would like to say over the coming years I develop a deeper relationship to this painting, each impression, each stroke calling out to me, and I answer. I would say, Mommy. I would say good morning, and then good night. I would fall with the lotus blossoms whirling and swirling, and then I would say, at my worst, I am full of passionate intensity. But over the years, I stare as transfixed as I was at 19. I come to no new words, no new revelations beyond an aesthetic abstraction born of one ridiculous character trait, a conflation of the material object with reflection. I come to think this is who I am, these colors, yellow, pink, purple, blue, black. I come to think I am an aesthetic, I am a blitzkrieg. I am a blitzkrieg bop. And though I never conflate myself with a finch or lotus blossom, fuck Orientalism, I live my life as an object. A man walks down 16th Street toward Valencia, counting a checklist of observations on his hand, thumb first, then pointer, then the middle finger, Mission National Bank, almost full moon, black leather vest, beautiful Asian woman, and the way he says beautiful Asian woman on the ring finger as we pass, stripped of subjective experience, as though there is only the facticity of me, beautiful, Asian, and woman, makes the other adjectives slip off in the night, lost in his footsteps and the honking horns on that busy intersection, so only beautiful burns and sparkles with light. I am trying to go back to the beginning, but I'm unsure of where to start. I will be 28 years old in 2 months, and I already feel like that's a lot of living. July becomes August in California, and I rock in the Adirondack chair on my balcony, reading Jeanette Winterson's Why Be Happy When You Could Be Normal, which becomes Joan Didion's Blue Nights as cars move in and out of the parking lot below. Reading one adoption book after another is what brought me back to therapy when I was 26 to work on my adoption issues, a specific subset of identity issues, post-traumatic stress disorder, and grief/loss counseling. A radical feminist I knew despised the term women's issues because what are women's issues? I confess I didn't see her point until this very second, but I care less about defining my terms and more about the increasing number of issues in my life. I wake to another breaking headline, a recovery of light cracked through blinds that open upon a story of liberation. It's 2013 or it's 1945. I am on a parallel course separated by history, by another country. I am telling a number of things reconstructed. I repeat myself in conversation with myself. Here's a jacket. Here's a poem. It is a series of poems. It is an essay longing for an image greater than imagined life. I wake in the year I turn 28. I can see 7 months into the future. I imagine my life unfurling from this ugly white couch, and for the first time, I am a bullet veering straight through the heart of middle age and not a premature death. Before me, one possible world after another. I could be a mother, in my 40s, adopt a teenager, buy a house in the hills, get a wider flat screen, change my perfume, be an activist again, marry a woman, move back to Nashville, marry a man, lose 20 pounds, pose with cigarettes and Corvettes, never leave California, eat ice cream every day, watch the Ferris wheel from Treasure Island, Navy Pier, Busan, orbit an endless summer day. Thank you.